Stellenbosch is in the blood of Professor Willem Johan Simon De Villiers. It's the place where he was born and educated. A renowned gastroenterologist and researcher, De Villiers would take up senior positions at institutions in America. Coming full circle, he returned to his alma mater in 2015 as leader of Stellenbosch University. Treating a number of patients daily and giving full attention to each is a skill required to be a good physician. This, De Villiers says, assisted him in his role as leader.
I realized early on this is not a popularity contest. And if I'm not attacked from the left and the right, I'm probably not doing my job correctly. And that this is a big ship. It's an institution for the ages. It's a big ship that one steers forward and attempts to do absolutely the best that you can. And I will say I was not perfect, but I gave it my all.
De Villiers focused on 4 key projects. One of these was transformation, without it becoming a tick-box exercise. It included, among others, building out the curriculum to be feature-orientated. But it also meant ensuring greater access for all South Africans. Formerly a largely Afrikaans institution, change was met with resistance, and the backlash would often be intense.
The change in language policy was very important because it allowed Stellenbosch University to move from quite an insular type Volksuniversiteit to serve the interests of the entire country, of the continent, and also the globe. But the transformation process is never complete. We're certainly imperfect. We don't and we didn't do it perfectly. And one could argue if it's done perfectly, then it's too easy because it is a difficult and a challenging process.
De Villiers says globally English is the language of academia. After the matter ended in the Constitutional Court, its policy is now one of multilingualism. However, he says Afrikaans remains important.
Our Department of Afrikaans Dutch is the only department in the country that has 2 sponsored research chairs. One for general linguistics in Afrikaans and the other one for Afrikaans creative writing. So there's been very, very significant support for Afrikaans at this university.
Last year, alleged historic discriminatory initiation practices at the Wilgenhof Residence came to light. De Villiers says it traumatised staff and students and action had to be taken. A settlement has been reached in which the residence will be reimagined, with construction underway for reopening in the 2nd semester. He says while the practices are condemned, the people were never cancelled. And while some might cling to the notion that the institution is a place that belongs only to a few, he says the university has changed for the better.
There may still be remnants of that. I would be gobsmacked if there weren't remnants of that, but it's changed completely. This university is a completely different and better university than the one I went to or came to from 1978 to 83 as an undergraduate studying medicine. And then I specialized in internal medicine, finished in around about 88 or so, and then came back in 2015. And now 10 years later, it's a completely different place.
De Villiers says government funding is diminishing yearly, adding that the NSFAS scheme is poorly designed, implemented and run. He says it is unsustainable in its current form. To aid students, especially the so-called missing middle, hundreds of millions of rands have been raised during his tenure. Fundraising will continue to play a vital role. As De Villiers prepares to hand over the reins to Professor Duresh Ramjugarnath, he admits he will miss it all.
I must be a masochist, but I will.
Why do you say so?
It's an incredible privilege and an energizing position to be in, where one can have an impact on so many young people and be involved in. This is a very important institution, and higher education is a very important endeavor. and being involved in something that's bigger than oneself is a joy.
Steering the university towards a more research-intensive institution was key. It's been a success, with more than half of its qualifications awarded, now postgraduate degrees. This is an indication of its prowess in the field of research, demanding respect and collaboration globally. De Villiers says all 4 key projects are part of the never-ending cycle of transformation. This is true for all universities, he says, as without it, such places would die. Most of his memories will be fond.
2 things. I love our tagline, which is Saam vorentoe, forward together, sonkie siya pambili. And maybe just, I always tell the first year students at their welcoming ceremony, they must remember at the end of their time here 3 things. Do your best, be your best, no regrets.
And you feel that way?
I feel that way.
As the team prepares to depart, De Villiers opens the door to his private thoughts slightly, revealing his affinity for the music of Bob Dylan and Leonard Cohen. He recites lines from the Cohen song, Anthem. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Stellenbosch.